much as we would have loved to. And we're just kind of finishing up a couple of setup items here. Is it's kind of the mantra that you run into. You run into some last minute lineup type stuff and just don't have much of a choice sometimes. You get into these spots and have to make do with the lineups and trying to get them all set in, and it's part of the fun, I think, of it, getting it all set up here. We'll be right back. We'll pay some bills here, and then we'll get you set up and get you started here this afternoon here on the Vipe Live Network. We'll bring you back in, get you set up here, get you started underway. A lot goes into getting you set up here. We're just kind of finalizing everything on our end. Two games today, 2 games tomorrow. We'll play right back here later today as it stands. Liberty Hill comes in 7-1, so they're sitting right at 500, trying to get back above it. Austin High trying to stay and sit in 500 here today. So as we get set up, get everybody warmed up here. Windy day, gusts up to as much as 24 miles per hour, and it's blowing from right to left. Now out here at Liberty Hill, right and left field post, the wall is out here 310, and dead away center where they've got that much higher wall stands at a 370. Doubleheader here today. Maroons play this morning. They'll play again later this afternoon at a 1 o'clock start time here. As we get you set up, let's get you through your lineup here tonight, or this morning rather, for the Maroons. Laying off, Jason Martinez, Charlie Dice comes in the 2-hole spot, and then Landon Shipper sitting there in that 3-hole spot. That's your first 3. Your middle third of the lineup, Patrick Bird, Bodie Martiak, Osby Contreras, and then it rounds out with Dane Calvert, Zach Huff, and Luke Whalen. We'll get you that defensive lineup here as we get closer to the Maroons having to be set up on the defensive side of the field. In the interim, you know, I was talking about it earlier this week, filling in on the Westerwood broadcast. It's just really that time of season where you're just kind of trying to fill in and, you know, flesh out everything here this afternoon, and, you know, kind of just rounding out the rest of the lineup. And that's really all it boils down to. Martinez has jumped out to a 2-0 count here. And Martinez gets on with a single. So nice spot, brings on Dice. So one comes in there, nice layoff by Dice. Dice, contact here, this pops out, and he'll fly out to the right, and that'll be one away. Holds Martinez on the bag, sitting at first. This one, Shipper, just a weak tap on the bunt. Can't beat the throw to first. And Martinez gets away with one there, was off the bag. Just 2 away with Martinez in scoring position. I'll bring up Patrick Bird. Bird takes this one for strike 1, so he'll fall behind 0-1 here in the count. Bird does have Martinez in scoring position. Pitch on the way. This one low and outside. Finds that outside corner of his zone. 0-2 on the count here for Bird. Bird hitting at .333 on the season right now. Sitting down 0-2 in the count, 2 away already. Pitch on the way, this one upstairs. And Bird will foul this one off. So 1-2 count. Couldn't do much after the fact. We'll take a quick break here on the couldn't do much after the fact. We'll take a quick break here on the Vipe Live Network as we'll get you set on the defensive side here in just a minute.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in. Into the bottom of the first inning here as we get you brought back in here on the Vipe Live Network. I'll get you your defensive lineups here set up. Bodie Martiak gets a 9. He'll start on the mound. Contreras is behind the plate here this morning. Martinez starting at first. Calvert at second. Huff is standing in at third base. And Patrick Bird, All-American shortstop right there. Should be anyways, the way he plays the position. Your outfield working from left across to right. Whalen out in left field. Dice out in center. And then Shipper out in right field. Lowry up at the plate here, going against Martiak, and Martiak with a quick strike one to get you started. Follows it up with a quick 0-2, so Martiak getting ahead. Fires this one in. It's upstairs. Just missed for ball one. Comes back. And it's not get the call. From my angle, fairly close, but it's a 2-2 count. So Martiak delivers and gets him swinging. Lowry will be sat down as a result. And that's one away. I'll bring Calvert to the plate. A little righty versus lefty here. Martiak delivers. And just catch the outside corner for strike one. The 0-1 gets by Contreras. Just a bit high outside, just off the leather, not a lot of urgency, nobody on the base, nothing to, don't have to worry about anybody advancing from it. Comes back with a 1-1, finds his own, 1-2 on the count here. Martiak trying to increase his efficiency here. This one just missed. 2-2 the count. This gets fouled away by Calvert, so we'll remain at 2-2. And Mardiak comes back, fills the count. That puts him up over 10 pitches here. He's into double digits. Comes back, pitch number 12, the strikeout, and sits 2 down. I'll bring Andrews. With Liberty Hill down to their last out here of the frame. It's a really nice start so far here from Mardiak. Let's see if he can continue and increase his efficiency. That one comes off the dome of Andrews. And they'll bring up Sharp. Mardiak domes one, just kind of puts it right there on the front of the helmet. And Liberty Hill will have a courtesy runner. Looks like Trader. Courtesy run standing out there at first, Mardiak. This one chopped down into the dirt for strike one on the foul ball. The 0-1, Mardiak looks inside, comes back, and ball one. Kind of took his eye off at the last second to flash a look back over to first, then came back. And kind of worried about Trader out there at that first base courtesy running spot, so he kind of peeked out there before looking back in. I think it just kind of threw off the placement. This one is downstairs. So 2-1 count here on this morning. Wasn't sure how the weather was going to hold out. It was kind of sprinkling a little bit earlier. It has tapered off and still overcast. As Mardiak finds strike two. Stands in, this one high and outside, and the wild pitch. Contreras with the arm, just not quite in time. So Trader will advance into scoring position on a wild pitch. So 3-2 count, gets fouled off. Mardiak, the payoff pitch. Skips away. That puts him up to 20. For reference, Andrews on the other side got through the top half of the inning with 14. So Mardiak comes back, Sharp. Battling it out here. Holding steady. Mardiak peeks back, comes back. This one lifted, and that'll get into the gap. It'll be a base hit. And the run will score. And Sharp with an RBI single here in the bottom of the inning, 2 away. So a little 2-out rally starting out here, and another courtesy runner will come in for Sharp. This one lifted, Dice able to settle under it, and that'll retire the side. So we're through a frame. Panthers jump out in front of the bottom of the inning. 1-0 lead when we return here to the Panther Den.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages with the latest technological advances. Patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC.
Well, welcome me back in here in the broadcast booth. Mardiak will get his turn at the bat here. But you take a look at the numbers here early. So far, it's how things have shaken up. Each team with a hit so far. But more importantly, Liberty Hill with the run, and the 0-1 count here early for Mardiak, standing in. Takes the second one, it's upstairs from Andrews. So a 1-1 count, top the second. Still very early here, this game one of the Leander tournament. And a 1-2 count here for Mardiak. Chases downstairs, and he lost his footing in the turf, and it's one away. And this Liberty Hill dugout letting him hear about it. Brings up Contreras. Pitch on the way. Check swing here for Contreras, but it does find a zone. 4-1. Strike 2 now for Contreras. This cloud cover keeps kind of fluctuating. I'm having a hard time. Keep having to switch between sunglasses and no sunglasses. As Contreras goes down swinging. So 2 away here. Brings up Dane Calvert. So you're into the bottom third of your lineup here for the first time here this morning. And Calvert takes. For ball one, Maroons trying to pick up a little 2-out rally of their own here. Check swing. Calvert started to come around, kind of held off. And Andrews puts it in the zone anyways, comes back. Once again, Calvert gets that barrel off the shoulder, starts to come around. Able to hold off, though, as this one was high and way outside. 2-1 the count. Fouled off. Calvert just gets underneath that one. Just gets that bottom third of the ball and skips off the barrel. Out. Andrews up to pitch 26 here with this one. And they'll sit Calvert down looking. So very quick half inning here. So Martiak continues his day of work. He's up to 23 pitches. Andrews on the other side up to 26. Just for reference here. I'll bring up Richter here on a Thursday morning. Full weekend slate of games. Still sorting out a few from the sounds of it, as you have this inclement weather and leads to just a few changes. Saturday's game got pushed out to 3 later today here on the Vipe Live Network. Still to come. The Maroons. I'll take on Belton. That's a 1 o'clock start right here at Liberty Hill. As Martiak comes in. It's up to a 1-1 count. Richter will foul this away down that third base side. Holden with this lefty versus righty setup right here. And Martiak missed outside, so he's kind of been a little inconsistent. Now, how much of that is him trying to counter the gusts of wind? As this is lifted back to the fence, and it is out of here. And Richter with a solo shot in the bottom of the second. Martiak put it down low, and Richter caught up with it. Maybe got a little help from a gust of wind, but he carries it over the left field wall. Wall out there's 310, and Richter probably got a 320 out of it. Martiak comes back, trying to shake that off, and he's out to a 2-0 start here. As Gage standing in, and Gage now gets ahead 3-0 in the count. And that's ball 4, so Gage gets walked. Brings on Nenschwander. They'll step in with a runner on. And one having already a solo shot here in the bottom half of the frame. Martiak finds himself facing adversity early on here. And a 1-1 count here is Martiak trying to battle back here. Kind of find himself just a little bit behind the 8 ball. I think if he could, he wished he could start this day over. Certainly not the start anybody would want to have, but still early enough for him to battle back from it. This one gets popped over to first, and a little confusion. Martinez came off, feeling it. Martiak raced over to try and cover the bag. And in the end, runner gets on. I'll bring up McVan. You'll see some lefty versus lefty here now. This one up high for ball 1. Martiak getting a little flustered, just needs to sell in. One-0 count. And bunt attempt here from McVan doesn't go. Liberty Hill 2 on, 1 has scored already on the solo shot here earlier in the inning. Richter was able to cork one over the left field wall. Martiak just misses. So 2-1 count. Here's Martiak. This one bunted. Martiak able to field it. Quick throw over to third. That's one away. So you take out the lead runner. And it's just a smart, easy play from Martiak. Martiak comes off the mound, does a nice job fielding, and just knows where to go with it. Just nice, smart routine, right? And I think it's, from James and I talked about last year, I think it's kind of the biggest thing is just making the routine plays, right? Make them kind of easy. And Martiak does that there. Nice throw over to Huff, puts one away, keeps the lead runner held only to second here with the runner in scoring position. And Martiak comes back here. He's up 2 strikes here. Did have 2. So Lowry comes back up, so you've turned the lineup order. He's down 1-2 in the count here. Bodie Martiak closing in on 50 pitches here this morning already. And Martiak able to sit Lowry down. I'll bring up Calvert. Ball 1 there from Martiak. Just missed. Still have runners at first and second. Puts Martiak up to a 2-0 count. So falling behind here a little bit. Again, in a tough spot here. This one popped fouled off. Richter homered off Mardiak here. To lead off this bottom of the second for Liberty Hill. And Calvert takes this one to foul territory down the right field side.
Hey, keep fighting, let's go.
So 2-2 count. Calvert catches up to this one. It's a little bit higher up in the end zone. And Patrick Bird dropped it. Dice is there for it. Bird was ranging back. Not sure if Dice called him off of it. But the run does score. They've graded that an error. And rightfully so, just some miscommunication out there between Bird and Dice, and it just ends up yielding, unfortunately, a run coming across.
Right there.
So 1-1 count here for Andrews. 2 in scoring position for him, but he does have 2 away. Mardiak has now climbed up over 50 here early. Andrews just gets underneath that one. 1-2 count. So an opportunity here for Mardiak to stop the bleeding. And the Maroons will have to create. Mardiak just missed outside, trying to get Andrews to go on a chasing expedition, and Andrews doesn't take the bite. At that apple anyways, as the sun's starting to peek through here. He will take a bite at this one. It gets popped straight up over to the third base side, and Bird ranges over and finally drops off as Luke Whalen out there able to record the out. Well, stop the bleeding here for the Maroons, and they'll retire the side. But not before Liberty Hill, with a big thanks to Richter to get the party started with a solo shot over the left field fence. It's a 3-0 lead here from the Panther Den. Liberty Hill out in front of Austin High. You're watching the Vipe Live Network. We'll be back right after this.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family-owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Huh. Guess I'll call radio.
Ben, come back here.
I got this.
I just didn't feel appreciated. I was leaking for days and they never helped.
Here, this will help.
Your toilet shouldn't run. But if it does, call Radiant.
Welcome back in here on the Vibe Live Network. Give you the update of how we've gotten here, and this is your numbers currently as it stands. 3 runs scored right now for Liberty Hill. 3 hits. Maroons, only the 1 hit and an error to accompany it. Comes in the bottom of the second, the miscommunication out in center field between Bird and Dice. Went to a drop ball that should have been an out. Instead, gives up a run, so we turn it over, top of the third. Zach Huff steps up to the plate here. Luke Whalen still to come. So we'll get you through your 8 and 9 hole hitters before we turn the lineup over here for the Maroons. And Huff takes for strike 1, the 0-1 count to get this morning going for Huff from the batter's box for his first plate appearance on the day. And discussion here, Coach A. Try and call time here. A conversation about it. And I'll honor that here. Pitch on the way. 0-2 count here. Huff. Pitch on the way. Let's say Huff came around. Strike 3. So I'll bring up Luke Whalen, and Whalen, he'll get on with a base hit to get you started. So Luke Whalen with a nice little leadoff base hit. Just put it right back up the gap. Past Andrews, brings back up Martinez. And I'll have a runner on to contend with here as Martinez takes this one for ball 1. Martinez recorded a hit in the top of the first, got on base. Strike 1 here for Martinez. Martinez showing some versatility. They got him playing in at first today. Normally we're used to seeing him in the outfield, and of course seeing him on the mound a good bit as well. And 1-1, this one down away from Martinez. No sign from Coach A for Whalen. This comes back to that outside corner. Ball 3 here with Martinez standing in. Only the 1 out, Huff. I can play appearance, and this one, Martinez rips this back the other way to the right field side. Whalen will come into a stop at third, and that'll put runners at the corners. Martinez considered making a dig for second to try and force her hand. Coach A waves it off. So Maroons need a little bit more of that. 3-0 lead for Liberty Hill, but 1 away and a runner 90 feet away. Brings up Charlie Dice. They'll fall behind here, 0-1 in the count. Pitch on the way, swings over the top of this one. And a big Took a big lumbering chop at that one and moved him off his spot, so 0-2 count. And a throwback over to first. We saw, the Stony Point game kind of early on. Coach A pulled a first and third play. Yeah, kind of a similar situation, too. 1 out. Do you give up the out to score the run? Assuming that Liberty Hill is not expecting it. It's kind of the tricky part of it. You got to call those in those moments where you're not expecting it. Don't know if Liberty Hill would be. Your third base is in towards a shortstop. Dice swinging strikeout. That's 2 away. Runners at the corners brings up Landon Shipper. And Shipper called for strike 1 here. Shipper fouls this one off. 0-2 on the count. Just gets underneath it. Ends up skipping it off the barrel of the bat back here into this netting. That wind still pushing out towards left field. So you're going to have a tendency for anything to kind of pull left. Ball 1 here. Andrews pitch down low. So 1-2 count. Maroons 1 in scoring position. Needs Shipper to come up here, and he has to duck out of the way of this one. 2-2 the count. Martinez starts on the way. Shipper misses over the top. Over retire the side. Leaves 2 stranded. 3 hits scored for the Maroons, but no runs scored for them yet. And Bodie Martiak will go back to work. From the mound when we come back here on the Vibe Live Network. Welcome back in here at the broadcast booth. Show you how we got here right now. Liberty Hill scored 1 bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second, including a home run shot here.
Let's go, Sharp.
Sharp drove in a run bottom of the first before Davis came up, got popped out. So you'll still see Richter, who had the solo shot home run in the bottom of the second. So ball 1 here, 1-0 the count. Two-one count here. Martiak comes back with a nice 2-1 pitch. Evens up the count. Closing in on 60 pitches. So it's not necessarily a, you're in tournament play, right? So you have a second game this afternoon. You have 2 games tomorrow and a game Saturday. As things currently stand, and of course weather permitting. So when you talk about pitch count, you're really kind of thinking about, okay, who are we going to have available? You know, if we need pitching help, deliveries down the line later. They did have a changeup. They'd moved Dice out over to left, and they put Whalen at center, which was a change from how we had things. Unfortunately, neither Dice nor Luke Whalen could get over to it. And Sharp comes away with a stand-up double. Rip that back to that wall. It's probably about 330 in that spot, where it got hit to. Pitch on the way here from Whalen. And finds zone, fits it in there. 4 strike 1. Davis popped out to end that first inning. And then Richter on deck.
Nope.
And the solo shot. Pitch on the way here from Whalen. That's upstairs. A 2-1 count. And this one, Davis lifts. Everything's pulling left. And that comes off the wall in front of Charlie Dice.
Get it, yeah.
And this throw to Bird. To hold, it skips off. And if it's not for Contreras, scores a run, and it bounced off the metal wall, comes back. It gives an extra bag as Dice trying to make the play off the wall, and it comes off over his head back towards the field. So Dice has to come back towards the infield to chase it. Just allows for an extra base to come out of there for Davis. Helps us score the run. And so Martiak will face Richter. Had a home run shot his first time up. Takes here for strike 1. Martiak comes back high and away, following the 0-1. So 1-1 count. And Martiak calling for Coach A to come out. And Marty, see kind of Contreras kind of gesture with his glove hand there, pointing at the elbow. I think for Martiak. So something with his left elbow, and they will discuss how Martiak is feeling. And we will have a pitching change. So Bodie Martiak's morning comes to a close. Cannot close the book just yet on Bodie Martiak. Still on the hook as a runner standing in at third. But we do have a change in pitcher here. Brings Henry Shooter in for the first time here. So get you your updated defensive lineups here in just a minute. I'll put them on the screen here for you because there have been a couple changes here as a result of everything and just moving around. So because of the wind pulling out towards the left field to change the way it has been played out thus far. They moved Dice over to left. They put Whalen in at center. And, of course, Mardiak, some kind of tenderness or soreness with that left elbow. He'll get pulled. Henry Shooter will come in, and he'll take his place on the mound here on the morning. Shooter will come into a situation with a runner on third. And a 1-1 count. And Shooter now, is going to be kind of a couple minutes here as Henry Shooter will have to get warmed up. So we'll take this time, fill you in how we got here for those of you just tune in from work. Maybe you're listening on the way up here. Well, so far it's been all Liberty Hill from the batter's box here this morning. Mardiak, just kind of a rocky start for him this morning. Just never quite really recovered. Dealing kind of with that elbow tenderness. Not sure if he had some prior to that. He's dealing with some of that now. Or aggravated it, what have you. Sure hope he's all right either way. But it has certainly given rise to a sizable lead here for Liberty Hill, up 4. 4 runs scored on 5 hits. Maroons, they've got 3 hits and an error, and no runs yet scored. Top of the inning, they had 2 on in the corners between Whalen and Martinez, and unfortunately just couldn't get what they needed to come across. So Shooter stands in, and a 1-1 count. Runner on third. And pitch on the way. And Shooter trying to sell in here. 2-1 on the count. So 2-2 count now. Shooter fires this one in here, and Shooter just misses, evens up the count, fills the count rather. And Shooter, this one lifted. That wind died down a little bit, allows it to curve out into the gap. And that'll be a double. So I'll close the book now officially. You can do that for Bodie Mardiak, for those of you keeping score at home. 5 runs scored, 4 of them earned. After pitching through 2 1/3 before he was forced to leave early. So Gage stands in here. Comes down 2-1 on the count. Runner in scoring position. And the 2-1. Not quite where Shooter wanted it to be. So a 3-1 count here for Henry Shooter. And comes back, fires this one in there. Swing and a miss by Gage. Maroon's still looking for an out here in the bottom of the third. Shooter. Swing and a miss from Gage, and there's out number one. The swing and a strikeout. Brings up Kobe Nunschwander. And he'll take for ball one. Pitch on the way. Shooter fits that in. Strike one. Works the inside corner there. The 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Outside edge. Doesn't get the call. Contreras held there. Got to be careful. Don't want to hold that out there kind of too long. Some umpires will not thank you for that. They won't give you those close calls. If you do, this gets fouled off. Back towards the football field and tennis courts. We have some protection of an overhang here, so I don't have to be too worried about equipment. And pitch on the way, Nunschwander. Rips this out to center field. Whalen able to field it. And that makes a throw over to Huff to hold him there. So it's 2 away as Nunschwander finally flies out to center field. Brings back up McVan. And then we would turn the lineup over.
Let's go, Stick.
Two-0 count here for Henry Shooter. Comes back here against McVan. Strike one. So 2-1 count. Pitch on the way from Shooter. Down low, the 2-2. So Shooter took a little bit, kind of trying to work his way in. About 20 pitches in. I mean, because he's having to come in cold with tenderness for Whalen, or for Marty, excuse me, and so starting to feel himself at 20 pitches. 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. That gets up and over. And Calvert. And McVan with an RBI single. Gets just up and over the glove of Calvert. Calvert made a leaping effort to try and climb the ladder for it. And a throw from Contreras skips out in front of Bird on the steal attempt. And fortunately for Bird, Calvert was right there to keep from extra bases, but McVan does steal second. So a good spot here. Kind of catch Shooter in a spot. He kind of got away from checking on McVan, and McVan just able to take advantage. This one fouled off here behind the stands over to the home dugout side. Minder coming up at 1. Game 2 of our doubleheader here for the Maroons. Belton will come in right here at the Panther Den of Liberty Hill. Check swing, Contreras throw to third. I say it was not in time. Thinking Liberty Hill may have gotten away with that one.
At horizonbank.com.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in. Here's how things stand right now, and it is a little bleak. If you are an Austin High fan, Andrew's still in and pitching. He's only up to 44. Some air connection problems here. I think we've got it figured out, though. It's been a little up and down so far. Kind of being out here for a while, it was all, we were cruising along, things were fine. Some of that cloud cover kind of shifting, breaking up, wind. It's a 3-2 count. Bird able to get out of there with a base hit. And he will be held. It just kind of settles into shallow right. But it is a base hit. We'll bring up Henry Shooter. And Shooter working against Andrews here. Takes for ball 1. Andrews comes back outside, 2-0 count. Check swing. Shooter gets the call in his favor this time. 3-0 count. Didn't come around. He's choked up here on the bat.
There you go.
As Andrews comes back, finds it. Strike 1. Now you take, conventional wisdom, you just take all the way on a 3-0, even on a 3-1, but 3-1, then you maybe, find something you like, take a bite at the apple, but doesn't here. 3-2, he will. This will skip over to short, throw to second in time, throw to first in time, and so Liberty Hill in the infield able to turn 2.
Good.
I'll bring up Contreras. Was really good at the plate a season ago. Hasn't quite found his stride here today. Strike 1 here, count for him. And he'll miss over the top of the 0-1 pitch. The 0-2 count on the way, swung on, missed again for strike 3.
Nice job, Jordan.
I'll take you into the bottom of the 4th. Maroons had one on this Liberty Hill infield, able to dig themselves out of it. The Maroons looking for answers. Coach A checking his lineup. May have a few changes coming. We'll find out When we return, you're watching the Vipe Live Network, your home for Maroon baseball.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages. With the latest technological advances, patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back in. It's a rocky start right now for the Maroons in this Leander tournament. Down 6-0. 6 runs scored on 7 hits. Maroons have picked up 4 hits, so they've had a few base runners, but they just haven't been able to have anything show for it as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Shooter still working on the mound here. So Coach A was looking at his lineup. No changes of note as it stands right now. I'll bring up Calvert, so righty versus righty here. As Shooter continues settling in. And this one, not really a reflection of that, missed well high over Contreras' glove, over the umpire's head. Ball 1 as it hits the back wall here. On the 1-0. Inside, missed the zone again. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Calvert pops this one. Charlie Dice able to snag it.
Hey, let's go, Jordan.
So Dice came sprinting down here. It was right at the foul line, too. Would have been fair. And Dice slides down to his knees. Snags it. Puts one away. A nice job kind of coming in. Support your pitcher and your infield. As Andrews rips this one out to center and Luke Whalen is there.
Hey, let's go, Sharp.
Had to drift over, just a pinch, but that is now 2 aways. Maroon defensive lineup starting to settle in as a whole here. Had a miscommunication earlier, led to the error between Bird and Dice at center field. The wind pushing out to left led to Coach A kind of making the switch. Whalen started the morning over in left field. Dice was in center. They flipped those two. And now this outfield. This has made 2 plays back to back here. An 0-1 count for Sharp gets followed up with ball 1. A 1-1 pitch. 2-1 here. Shooter. This one fouled off. Two count, big pitch here for Shooter. He can get you out of the inning. Gets fouled away, but the point remains the same. If he can get you out of the inning, whether it's, force a ground ball, throw to first, strike him out. I think Shooter would prefer the strikeout to go on his side of the ledger. And then this Maroon team that's gotten a few hits. They've had a few base runners. They just need a few more, and they just kind of need to work everything in together. And Shooter misses down away, pats his chest, saying it's my fault. Comes back, 3-2 count. Strike three. They'll get Sharp down looking. Sharp thought he got the ball 4. And that'll bring us to the end. We're 4 frames through. The Maroons trail 6-0 going into the top of the 5th. We'll see if Andrews returns to pitching form when we come back.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Welcome you back in. David Roy here in the broadcast booth. Get set up top of the 5th. Liberty Hill up 6-0 over the Maroons. Calvert steps in here. Comes out 1-1 count here for Calvert. Andrews still working off the mound here. And Calvert now falls behind 1-2. Pitch on the way. And strike 3, Calvert will be sat down looking. Brings up Zach Huff. I'll put Luke Whalen on deck. And Huff lifts this out to left field, and I'll be snagged for out number 2. 2 outs. Luke Whalen comes up, had a base hit. And here, this one, ground out over to short. Throw to first is in time. And so that'll take us in to the bottom of the 5th. We'll keep it right here. It's a very quick 7, 8, 9, a little 1, 2, 3, and just a quick half inning goes by. And just some kind of inconsistencies here. Earlier start than, what you guys are used to. Just may not quite be on point here. May just be having an off day. You're playing on Thursday instead of Friday. Which, again, was the case last week. But, all those different things. Kind of a couple changes on the lineup. Speaking of lineup changes here today, Maroons will have a pitching change here. Tony Dominguez, the junior, will step up to the mound here. Dominguez, one of those kids that, we saw really kind of in this spring time frame. We were out at the alumni game. You had all, the JV game kind of going before that. You got to see Dominguez. Dominguez, one of the, bright spots, really good at the plate, really good at the mound, kind of stepping up here now into this next phase of his game and next level here at the varsity level, and getting some action here today. So he'll come in. So that closes the book on Henry Shooter. After closing out the book for Bodie Marniak, Henry Shooter gave up 2 hits, 1 run earned. There are nearly 38 pitches. His time frame, Marniak got up to about 60 before he was pulled. So Tony Dominguez comes in. And we'll go up against Davis here to start. So Dominguez, right-handed. Comes in, a little off speed here to open it up. Ball 1. Just has that over hooking motion, just drops in. And this one he does drop in for strike 1, so 1-1 count. Dominguez from the windup. Leaves that one upstairs. So, because again, people thinking, well, man, Shooter had settled in, was looking pretty good. Well, you pull him, and again, you're having to manage your pitching and your bullpen a little bit differently here in tournament play because you're having to keep track and worry about pitch counts and everything else. As Dominguez unfortunately gives up a triple. It was in the right center field gap, and Luke Whalen kind of misjudged it. He thought it was going to pull in a little bit more, and that wind had died down, so it carried. Instead of it pushing back towards center, it carries more straight right center, and Whalen ends up really having to get on his horse. 1-0 count here from Dominguez. Popped off the glove. Contreras kind of missed that one. It was high and almost like he lost it coming off the glove. Three-0 count. Pitch on the way from Dominguez. Ball 4. Left it high. Sorry, so he walked Richter, brings up Gage. Strike one here from Dominguez. So Tony Dominguez kind of having to settle in a little bit here too. This one gets popped out to right field. Gage with an RBI single. Brings up Noon Schwander. With Dominguez in a spot, nobody out. And Noon Schwander gets all of this one, takes it for a ride. Whalen back to the wall, lost it off the glove. And the carousel has started the merry-go-round. And they got the throw in. Bird.
Hey, Brady almost caught you.
Noon Schwander with a.
No, that's 9. It looked like Willie Mays 9. Is it 8 after 5?
So that will wrap it up. Just like that, started the merry-go-round, wraps it up. So that will bring us to a close here. Liberty Hill shuts out the Maroons in game 1. 9 after 5 here, tournament play. 9 runs scored on 9 hits. So the Maroons will fall to 6-5, still a game above 500. And Liberty Hill will improve to 8-7-1 on their season. Just kind of a rough start for the Maroons here today. So, the start, the way this game starts, it's Martiak comes in, starts out rocky start, kind of having a tough time getting into the swing of things, doesn't quite pan out the way he would have liked. Now, the other part of it is as this game has gone on, and as a result, you end up in this spot where Martiak dealing with some elbow tenderness and some soreness. Not sure if, it's something that maybe he aggravated or something that came up, throughout the course of the game. But certainly impacts his play, kind of impacts some of his throwing motion here a little bit. You kind of put yourself down in the hole. You're down 5, down 6. Shooter does a pretty good job coming in relief of Martiak. And then you end up going in the top of the 5th. You swap him out. Dominguez gets some opportunity and unfortunately gives up 3, and it closes it out. But it comes back 4 hits, 4 different sets of base runners, only the 1 error. But it's just an afternoon or a morning, of play where for Austin High, just kind of a sluggish start. And I'm sure Coach A is not too happy with that. Some of the base running, some of really the plate discipline. And by plate discipline, the way you're selecting pitches to swing at, your approach to the plate appearance, have a plan. Have a plan when you're coming up. And it just kind of felt, this morning there wasn't, not enough guys had a plan coming up to the plate. I'll put it that way. It just kind of felt a little bit too much off the cuff. Baseball playing, not enough kind of planned out. Bright spots, I would say, from plate appearance. Oh, guys know, folks at home know. Maroon fans who've been tuning in long enough know we're optimists around here. Okay, we're not cynics. We're optimists. Glass half full, right? And so those are some of the struggles, some of those things that, can get ironed out, just maybe not kind of the morning, kind of a rough start. Some of the other things, the bright spots. Luke Whalen, Trentley Dice, pretty solid in the outfield. Now, I think the wind kind of, messed him up a little bit, kind of down the stretch, misplayed a couple. Patrick Bird, really good shortstop spot. I thought Martiak, if he's dealing with that elbow soreness, in spite of it, I thought he played pretty well early. I know he got into a couple jams, and it just kind of seemed like as the game went on, it seemed like that elbow maybe was starting to bother him just a little bit more and more as this game went on. The flip side of things, and as things kind of progress, Jason Martinez really good at the plate today, 2 for 2 in his appearances from the plate. Luke Whalen was really good at the plate as well. He was 2 of 2. So you have those, Patrick Bird added a little bit there to him. Contreras not quite having his start to the morning, but obviously something that can be ironed out, certainly something that he can sort out throughout the course. So that'll do it. We won't be back until a 1 o'clock start time. So that'll give us some time here to kind of reset, reload, and get things squared away. Still be right here at Liberty Hill. We'll take this one down. We'll get you reset, reload. Gets us a chance to kind of reset, reload here on the back end here at home. Here from the Panther Den. But game 1 of the Leander ISD tourney goes in the favor of Liberty Hill with a 9-0 win over the Maroons of Austin High. That wind is starting to pick up. You can hear it there in the microphone. We'll take a quick break. We'll get you set up and started. When we come back, we'll probably aim for about a 12:30, 12:45 start. We'll probably send it live at about 12:30, and we will go from there. So I'll give you about an hour. Take an hour, get some lunch, get a bite to eat. Come back. We'll get you set up for game 2 of our doubleheader here from Liberty Hill. That'll do it for us. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, Skyler Gillespie, our director of broadcasting, Merrill Bertrand, I'm David Roy, signing off here from the Panther Den. You've been watching the Vibe Live Network, your home for Maroon baseball. We'll see you back here at 12:30 when the Maroons take on Belton.